Welcome to Case Series. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more courtroom drama.
Like you were having a problem.
Well, Judge Middleton, I am working now. I'm at Ox Paper Mill.
All right, well, let me slow down for a minute and say call the case. This is file 23130LT. It's entitled Hatfield Investments LLC versus Wanda Lewis. Attorney Jessica Brandow is here, and she's been here on multiple hearings in this matter. Also standing by is Meg Bauer from Legal Aid. This case has quite a lot of history. On March 24th, we were here the first time. The defendant's arrearage was substantial. She owed $5,200.
This case starts like a standard rent dispute, but quickly unravels into something far deeper. A story of struggle, broken promises, and a tenant fighting to keep her home. We're inside Judge Middleton's courtroom, where Wanda Lewis faces eviction from Hatfield Investments after owing over $6,000 in back rent. But beneath the numbers lies chaos, delayed tax refunds, new jobs, legal aid interventions, and a judge running out of patience. As Wanda pleads for time, every word feels like a lifeline. But the question remains, is she genuinely trying or just buying more time before the inevitable? Let's break it down.
April's rent, which made it $6,000 plus court costs $64.24 is what it would have cost through April. So she indicated that Keystone was going to help pay part of it. She had a new job at Ox Paperboard. So we continued the matter until March 31st. We made the same finding we did on March 31st, that the amount of rent was $6,000. There was $175 of late fees, and Keystone was going to pay a portion of it. That did not happen. The rent was not paid. Plaintiff requested a writ of eviction, and that is sitting here. It was filed April 13th, so now it's April 28th. 15 more days have passed because I was on vacation. You wrote me a long letter that I had a lot of trouble reading, but the bottom line is you haven't paid the rent. And
from the very start, Judge Middleton's tone is firm, almost weary. You can tell this isn't the first time he's seen this file. His calm professionalism barely hides his irritation. The rent's overdue, promises were made, and yet here they are again. The case number alone has been called multiple times across different hearings, meaning this situation has dragged for months. It's not about paperwork anymore. It's about credibility. The judge's sighs, his pauses, even his phrasing, all hint that his patience with Wanda Lewis may be reaching its limit.
Were you able to read her letter?
I did read what I could understand of it, Your Honor. I have spoken to my client as well, and I'm just here to see, how we can proceed and how we can help Miss Wanda with her concerns.
All right. Well, she keeps saying he won't talk to me, but he doesn't have to talk to her. He was doing this through you. I would put the three of you in a breakout room, but somebody's in the breakout room. So is your client willing to work with Miss Lewis?
Only to a certain extent, Your Honor. I mean, the arrearages here, like you said, are substantial. I don't see how she is going to be able to get caught up anytime soon, especially with the additional rent being added. Additionally, there are some electric bills that are unpaid that my client is having to deal with.
Here's where things start to shift. Wanda's legal aid team tries to step in, suggesting mediation or negotiation. But the landlord's attorney shuts it down completely. They've heard every excuse before. The emotional contrast is striking. Wanda's lawyer still holds a glimmer of hope, while the landlord's side is purely transactional now. This moment shows how eviction cases can move from compassion to exhaustion. After repeated delays, unpaid rent, and failed promises, even empathy runs out. And in court, once empathy fades, what's left is just the law.
Okay.
All right, well, don't, we'll let you speak.
Okay, sorry.
So
All right, well,
at
do
this
you have
at this point,
$6,500 laying under your mattress?
No, but as I stated, I tried to call Mr. Hatfield and the attorney several times, but no one's answered me. And I was trying to call him to tell him that I do make a decent amount.
All right, okay, well, we understand that. The problem is he doesn't want to work with you for the next 10 months to get his rent caught up.
No, it would take me approximately, because I had told Mr. Hatfield when I got my taxes, I would pay everything up. Unfortunately, my taxes were messed up, and so I had to do an amendment, and my taxes at that time was $10,542. So I had no problem paying everything up until I started working. But however, I have no problem with at least paying Mr. Hatfield $1,000 a week. And I still told him when they do come, I would also pay him extra months of rent when it comes. But unfortunately, I had to go to the IRS to identify and have them amended as well, because the person that did them really screws them up. So I had to go to H&R Block and have H&R Block amend them. And I have a few more weeks before.
Now, this is where emotion takes over logic. Wanda's voice trembles as she explains her tax return issues and promises to pay $1,000 a week. That's a bold offer. And for a moment, you can feel the courtroom pause. $1,000 a week sounds impressive, but the judge knows the math. Big promises mean nothing without proof. You can sense his skepticism. He's heard this story before. The refund coming soon. And new job just started. Yet, the way Wanda speaks, you can't help but feel the desperation of someone trying to hold on to the only stability she has left, her home.
Your thoughts after having heard what Ms. Lewis said?
Your Honor, I would have to check with my client as far as whether he is willing to rely on Ms. Wanda's representation on what she can pay per week. I would have to check with him on that, because I know that he has tried to work with her in the past and had not been given the money that Ms. Wanda has indicated. That.
Are you in the house now, Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Judge.
Well, it looked like it was a mess. It looked like it was all in terrible disarray.
My house?
Yes.
Oh, no, this is the porch. There's nothing dirty about the porch. It's just kids' toys. I keep this house anytime anybody ever comes here.
When you were in the garage or something, is maybe
No,
when all the crash and bang is going on.
I don't have a garage. This is the porch. And there's nothing, it is nowhere near dirty, a mess at all.
Well,
I don't live
to some extent, when we have the hearing, we had 2 hearings.
Yes.
And then I made a ruling, and then you wanted to talk to him, and he's like, I don't want to talk to her anymore. I had 2 court hearings, pay the money or move. So you wrote this long letter, and I set this hearing, and Ms. Brandow did talk to Mr. Hatfield, but your son, what happened to that?
Well, Keystone sent a letter stating that what they were going to pay, they didn't tell me that I had to pay the rest before, so I had called like 211 to help out, but they nowhere had any funding. So after I couldn't come up with the other amount that was on the letter, then Keystone said that once I start paying on it, then they can help with and it was $1,000. But once I start paying on it, then they could pay that, because that's all they paid up to was $1,000.
How are you going to afford $1,000 a week?
Judge Middleton, I gross over $2,200 a week.
All right, well, you're doing pretty good then. So having heard all that, Ms. Brandow, what's your thoughts?
I would think that my client would want to see proof of Miss Lewis's employment and proof of what she is making before he would make a decision on that. He may be willing to work with her. But again, we would need some paperwork to show because so far he has not
right.
received.
Do you want me to enter the writ of eviction, or are you willing to have me reset this?
I think our preference would be to have the writ of eviction available, Your Honor. But if we need to reset it, we could work with that as well.
Well, I could enter the writ. You're entitled to it. But if she's going to do this, I agree.
This moment hits hard. Wanda pushes back against the judge's remark that her home looked messy. For her, it's not just about cleanliness, it's about dignity. She's defending herself not as a tenant, but as a mother whose home represents her self-worth. But the emotional defense doesn't change the financial facts. Over $7,000 behind, multiple promises, and no payments made. The judge isn't cold, he's cautious. He's seen how good intentions collapse under unpaid bills. And in this courtroom, feelings don't outweigh ledgers.
If you accept partial payment, but I will allow the defendant to make any payment without precluding the plaintiff's ability to proceed. This isn't a termination of tenancy, it's a non-payment of rent case. But perhaps it will be safest to see whether she puts up or not.
Is there any way you, I, and Mr. Hatfield can have a meeting?
Can have what?
A meeting. I'm speaking to the lawyer.
I will
Well, I don't
certainly
think he wants to have a meeting with you. I think he wants to do this through his attorney, but that's up to him.
through his attorney, or he's also requested that in the past, he's also requested that communication go written only. And the reason for that was that they were having communication problems when everything was being done verbally. And that was why he did not respond.
Well, and again, that's not true.
I do have text messages to that effect in writing that my client has sent me,
Well,
that he
his
sent to you.
contention.
Yes, we have the same messages.
To see whether he's agreeable to continue this. If not, they're entitled to the writ. You want him to work out some deal with you, but he doesn't have to. He can say, I've had such a bad history with this client. I don't want to get another $800 and another $800 behind. I want to just get her out of there and get another tenant in there. So you could show some good faith. We've been going at this for months, and so far no money has been tendered for payment.
No,
so you're saying
it was hard to find a job, but I am employed now.
All right. Well, you told me back.
Right.
You told me a month ago. When did you start at Ox?
Monday.
Last Monday?
No, I did orientation and all that, which we get paid for, but my actual start date is going to be Monday. I'm this week doing orientation that we get paid for, et cetera, but my actual.
Well, you told me that back on March 24th.
No, on March 24th, I never told you Ox because I was supposed to go to.
No, yes, you did. I wrote it down and we can watch it. You told me you were the same thing. You were going through orientation. You were going to start on Monday. That's what you told me on March.
At Ox Paper Mill? I just did a.
Yeah. You had temporary at Pfizer and you were going to start at Ox.
Oh, yes, the one in White Pigeon, but they did not call me back, but the one in Constantine, I've done my orientation and drug testing after my surgery, and that I definitely start there Monday.
Well, I have some reservations as well, Miss Brandau. If this isn't going to work, Miss Lewis, I'm inclined to enter the writ of eviction on the 15th of March.
I don't have a problem with paying them $1,000 a week.
Well, they may not want $1,000 a week. They want $7,000. They want it all at once. They don't want to wait 8 weeks or 10 weeks to get paid. They don't trust you. And you told me in March that you started on Monday at Ox Paperboard, and here we are 32 days
yes,
later.
The one in White Pigeon. Yes, the one in White Pigeon did tell me that I would have a position out there.
You told me you had gone through orientation and you were going to start on Monday, which is the exact same thing you just told me just now.
I don't. At Paper Mill?